Hey, good morning, Julie. Day 1 of 10 of Jester's redemption hike. This is the day you've been working for the last 3 freaking months. You have put in the work. You're training every day. You've built this consistency. You've dropped weight. You've strengthened the muscles that we need so that you can have a fantastic day on the trail. Today is the start of what it all comes down to. It gets you back in the woods where you belong, where your heart just is on fire. So you should be excited that you're going, but also go into those woods so freaking confident because you have put in the work to get yourself there and you are going to have a great time. Just go out there and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the woods and being back because you put in the work. You've gotten yourself to this point, and this is just the beginning of the adventures to come. Day 1 of 10. Have a fantastic day. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Welcome back to the podcast, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of the show titled Jester's Redemption Section Hike. And I am coming to you live from my local nature preserve on day 1 of attempting over the next 10 days hiking 5 miles here in my local nature preserve, and doing this over the course of the next 10 days, and that will give me 50 miles, in which I have not done since October of 2021. So I am here, the wind is blowing, hopefully you can hear the wind, and I have a 5-mile route where basically the first mile, it's a warm-up mile. I go from the parking area in the park about a mile from the base of a hill. So I use that mile to warm up, and then I go up the hill, which I just topped over the hill and am coming down. And then I'm going to do 3-mile hill repeats. And at the end of the 3 miles, I will be back at the base of the hill and then do a cool down mile back to the car. So I am excited. Y'all, it could not be a more perfect day here in Charlotte, North Carolina on Good Friday. The skies are blue. The sun is coming out. It is starting to warm up. And y'all, I really don't know how these audio vlogs are going to go, but I know that I want to do it. I know that I want to document these 10 days because I know something special for me is happening. And the first thing I am is very thankful and grateful that I am to this point. So on my mile warm up over to the hill, I was just thinking about the story over the last 3 years that has got me to where I am today, hiking, pain-free, stronger, and now mentally capable of doing what I want to do and what I set before me. And that would not be possible without people in my life. And first and foremost, it would not be possible without me going back to and leaning into my faith and believing that something could happen, that God would lead me to the right people, and He did. And He led me to an amazing surgeon that corrected the first surgery I had, which led me to an amazing physical therapist Dr. Matt Tracy. We spent 7 months together rehabbing my foot. And I think at one point, both of us, not quite sure what was going to happen, but we kept going. And ultimately, this past December, leading me to my current coach, podcaster and small business owner, Mr. James Appleton. And by the way, that intro that y'all just heard from James is what he sent me this morning. And talk about motivation and getting psyched out for what's going to happen for the day. And I asked James if I could share that on the podcast. And I'm not sure he's going to send me one every day. It sounds like he is. But if he does, that is how I will start off the podcast, everybody, because that pumped me up and fired me up this morning. So I'm excited to be out here. I'm excited for this challenge, to see where my foot is as far as strength, what happens day after day after day. Obviously, this is day one. I'm psyched up. I'm ready to go. But what are things going to be like days 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? And I'm going to bring you guys along with me. And man, I'm telling you what, I'm loving the smell of spring, the flowers, the wind, the breeze, the sound of my feet crunching on the trail. No greater time than right now. I am just trying to be in the moment, because there were times that I got really low. I will be honest with y'all. There were days I spent in the bed just crying, and time would go by and I don't even know where time went, because I went into this major depression. And I didn't even know I was in depression. I didn't know what was happening. And if it wasn't for my faith, if it wasn't for my family, I'm not sure where I'd be. But people encouraging me, people telling me to keep going, and people in my corner, I thank each and every one of you. I made a post on Instagram this morning, and the overwhelming support from all of you, family, friends, those of you that listen to the podcast, you all fueled me this morning as well. And I'm just so grateful. And I just want to spend the next 3 miles just being grateful and thankful over and over again. If that's all I say today is that I'm thankful and I'm grateful, then I'm good. And like I said, I want to document this. I want to share this. James has encouraged me to do so. And I didn't want to in the beginning, because I was almost embarrassed that I've been going through this. And it was embarrassing because I consider myself a strong person, a strong hiker. And over the course of the last 3 years, people would ask me, Jester, when are you getting back to the trail? You know, what's happening? What's going on? And having failures, failing to complete the John Muir Trail with Mighty Blue in September of 2021. The very next year, failing to go on another trip to Mount Whitney with Mighty Blue. Just couldn't go, just couldn't do it. And I just felt like I was a failure and I was never going to hike again. And I tried to go out and do a bunch of miles in the summer of 22 on the Mountains of Sea Trail, and just had to call it quits. Just couldn't do it. So I don't know, just felt like a failure. And as I walk right now, I'm leaving it behind, and it feels good to talk about it. And I guess the message for today is be thankful, be grateful. Every time you're able to get out on a trail, whether it's your local nature preserve, whether you're out on your favorite long distance trail, it doesn't matter, because when the wind is blowing and the sky is blue and you can feel that dirt underneath your feet, nothing else matters. And that is what today is all about for me. And again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has sent me positive messages, not only today on social media, but over these last 3 years. And I know those of you that listen to the podcast, you've had to deal with my moods in some of these episodes, because I go back and listen and I was like, man, I was sour in that episode. But we're moving forward, and we know there's going to be roadblocks, but we're just going to step on over them and keep moving forward, because after this 10 days, this is another reset, another power move, because I am planning on doing a through hike this summer of the Allegheny Trail, the 311 mile Allegheny Trail. And I'll talk to y'all more about that in the coming days. But I'm going to go ahead and close this out, you guys. Oh man, I am just fired up. I am so thankful. And today's Good Friday, and there's no better day to be thankful than today. So y'all, I'm going to sign off for now. Day 1 will be in the books here in a few miles, and we'll be back tomorrow for day 2. Happy section hiking, everybody.